Christmas! I know this video is a bit later than normal. It's all because I've had a really bad cold this week and I've really not felt well at all. Tuesday and Wednesday were the worst days. Normally colds don't hit me that bad, but this one was like in my nose, my throat, my chest. It was just horrible. And I didn't really feel up to making a video on that day. So that's why I've waited until I felt better to do it. And had the time as well. So yeah, so this video is the last one before Christmas, because Christmas is next week, which I cannot wait for. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is the things we watch at Christmas. And not just like sit down and watch Christmas films, I mean the ones you have to watch every year. It doesn't matter how many times you've seen it, you have to watch it every year at some point over Christmas. One of my traditions for Christmas Eve, when I can, because working in retail I haven't always managed it, but this year I will, is on Christmas Eve I just watch Christmas specials all day. I just binge on Christmas specials and Christmas movies. And I plan to do that this year. And as I said, there are certain ones that I will include in that, which I include every year. And I've picked 5 that I have to watch every year. And so, yeah, this is my list of 5 films and TV specials that I have to watch every year. And my first one is Father Ted's Christmas special. Now, if you haven't heard of Father Ted, it's about 3 Catholic priests who live on an island just off of Ireland. An island just off of Ireland. And yeah, they're basically, Father Ted is a guy who's trying to do everything he can to get off this island. So it is about Father Ted buying a Christmas gift for his housekeeper and ending up in the lingerie department. And this is like Ireland's largest lingerie department, and they cannot find their way out, and then he runs into other priests who have also got stuck, and it's up to him to try to get them out of this situation without anybody noticing, and it's hilarious. And then he wins an award, which is a Golden Cleric Award, which is basically like the Oscars for Catholic priests in this world. So it's very prestigious, and there's this guy who's trying to steal it. And like I said, it's not hugely Christmassy, but it does have the decorations, the presents. It is set on Christmas. It's got some good jokes around Christmas. And I think the story is just a load of fun. So that's why it's one of my favourites. So my second one is Blackadder Christmas Carol. This one has a really fun twist on the traditional Christmas Carol. Because as we know, it's about Ebenezer Scrooge, who is the grumpiest man in the world. He sees the 3 ghosts, and then he's the nicest man in the world by the end of it. Blackadder Christmas Carol is the other way round. He's actually the nicest man in the world already. Everybody takes advantage of him, but he's still nice to everybody. And then after the Christmas spirit shows him what his ancestors were like and how horrible they were, he decides that actually being horrible probably is better than being nice. So it's a nice little twist on the Christmas Carol thing. And it's set in the Victorian times. We get to see flashbacks to Christmases. They're not actual flashbacks, they're new content from the Blackadder 2nd and 3rd during the other eras and stuff. And it's not as hilarious. I don't find it as hilarious as the original Blackadder series, but I do find it very entertaining. I think it's like a brilliant twist on the whole idea, and it's something a little bit different to watch at Christmas. And my third favourite thing that I have to watch at Christmas is Community Christmas specials. Community is an American TV show centred around a community college, and specifically a study group within that community college. And they sort of get up to some very wacky, weird things within this college, but it never goes out of the realm of possibility. And they actually have 2 Christmas specials, and I've lumped them together because I couldn't decide which I prefer. And I watch both of them anyway. One of them is in the 2nd series, which is Arbed's Magical Adventure, I think, where he believes everybody is stop motion. And the whole episode is done in stop motion. And what's clever about that is he's the only one who can see it. So you sort of justify that it's just all in his mind. And because it's all in his mind, they end up going on a therapy session that actually involves going into Winter Wonderland in Arbed's mind. So for that, it's really cool. It's got a cool song at the end. It's traditional Christmas corniness in some parts, but it's done in the same sort of humour that you would expect from Community, which is a very good show. I would definitely recommend to anybody. So yeah, that's one of mine. And the second one in that is the 3rd series episode, which is there's a glee club that's had a nervous breakdown, and now this guy's in charge of a Christmas pageant, is trying to get the study group together to be in that pageant, but they're against it. They do not want to do it. But he gets Abed on board, who manages to convince each one individually to take part, and he does it by singing. So this is very much a musical episode, but the songs are really good. I'd love to have them on a Christmas album, especially the rap about a Jehovah's Witness infiltrating Christmas. It's very good, and again, it's got some really good humour, good songs, and it's definitely... So the 2 Community episodes are my definite favourites. The 4th thing I have to watch every Christmas is a movie this time, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. My opinion of the vacation movies a bit up and down, because I'm not that fussed on the first one, and I'm not bothered about the Vegas one, but I love the European one and I love the Christmas one. And what I love about the Christmas one is, of course, it's full of slapstick humour and it's ridiculous situations, but it's at the heart, it's about this guy, Clark Griswold, who just wants to have a big family Christmas at home. That's what he wants. He goes to great lengths to try to get it, and that's where a lot of the humour and the heart comes from. Is just, and I love the fact that it's set in a city that has like lots of snow, and it's really beautiful in parts, and like I said, it's kind of, I suppose, relatable with the whole family and stuff, and the conversations they have, and how it is hard if you're trying to organise a big group of people together for everything to go perfect. And yeah, things don't usually go wrong to that extreme, but it's just so much fun to watch, and I have to watch that every Christmas. And my last staple of Christmas is one that is probably the one I've loved the longest and have been watching the most every year. Muppets Christmas Carol. Yes, that is my favourite Christmas movie, and it's a real hard one to explain why, because there are so many classics out there, and yet my favourite version of Christmas Carol is the Muppets version. I don't even know why, really. I mean, growing up, as I got older, I started to realise that there's some elements of it that are a bit... I mean, like, Michael Caine's a good actor, but in this, there were parts where he's not that believable. But it's still good, and it's the Muppets, and I love the fact that you'd expect them to go full silly with the whole thing, and they don't. They still manage to have very tear-jerking moments, and they treat it very seriously in parts, especially near the end. And I just think it's so much fun. I love the songs in it. I love the imagery. I love the Muppets. I don't know. It's not Christmas until I've watched that, and I'm very much going to be watching that on Christmas Eve, and I cannot wait to watch that along with the other films I've just mentioned and specials. There are others, of course, that I like to watch. Like I would like to watch Arthur Christmas this year. I watched that for the first time last year and thought that was really good, so I'll probably watch that again. I want to watch A Very Murray Christmas, Christmas special with Bill Murray. I've just watched Scrooged earlier today, which was... I'm not a big fan of it, but I like the modern update of the Christmas Carol sort of story. There's also some good Doctor Who Christmas specials, and I am looking forward to seeing the new Christmas special this year, but there's very few of them I actually really love and have to watch every year or anything. It's a bit... I wish they could do a really fantastic episode, one that really made me have to watch it every year, but you never know. This year's one might be, although it's going to be interesting how it ends. Anyway, so there we go. I'd love to hear what other people's absolutely favourite staples of Christmas, ones they have to watch every single year. And I might even develop a few new ones this year, because like I said, I'm watching Arthur Christmas again, and I really did enjoy It's a Wonderful Life, so I might watch that again next year as well. And I hope everybody has a really happy, really fun, exciting Christmas. I know I am, hopefully, because I've actually got time off from work this year, unlike any other year previously. And I will be making a video before the end of the year. I'm probably going to do it as late as this one was, so nearer New Year's, so that I can talk about things I got for Christmas and maybe some of the things that I'm looking forward to in the new year. And maybe a bit of a sum up of how my year has been, because there's been a lot of good events and a lot of changes in my life this year, which I would like to talk about. So it might be a bit longer, the video next time, or I might break it up into two, I don't know. But it is going to be a little bit later because of Christmas. So yes, happy Christmas, happy New Year, and I will see you next week.